Ditch the SMART goals. After much trial and error, I have found a better way to systematize your goal setting. And it is a formula or a blueprint that I've synthesized from a marketer, a TV producer, and even the great Aristotle. And I want to share this because I believe there's a key ingredient that the SMART goal system leaves out that this new blueprint focuses on, and we're going to talk about what that is, so be sure to stay tuned until the end of the video. So look, if you have used SMART goals in your past and they've worked for you, then congrats. And I tell you what, be sure to leave a comment below and let us know how you've used them and how they've worked for you. But what I have for you today is a super easy 4-step blueprint. So enough talk, let's jump right into the blueprint. So the frame is what I'll summarize as IOPR, where I is your intent, and this can just simply be a single sentence where you lay out what you want. Then we have the obstacles. These are going to be the things that stand in the way of your achievement. Next we have plan, how you will obtain success and avoid failure. And then we have the reward, where you are going to imagine and visualize your transformation. So the best way to learn something new is to look at it through a project or a case-based approach. So let's take a look at how versatile this framework or blueprint is by applying it to even a business meeting. So imagine that you are a leader of a company and you notice a problem about fourth quarter revenue. You need to call a daily timeout and inform everybody that there's going to be a spontaneous meeting. So instead of getting everybody together, wasting time, talking about the weather or what they watched on Netflix for the next 45 minutes, you are going to use the IOPR formula and get things done in the next 2 minutes. It would look something like this. The intent. Thank you for being here for this spontaneous meeting. Here's the need to know information. We need to increase our fourth quarter revenue because. So notice how the intent is basically just a 1-sentence idea of what it is they want to do. Apply this to your life. What is it that you want to do in your life? Next up, we have the obstacle. So he finishes the sentence, because our marketing budget has decreased. So now everybody knows why they are there at the meeting, what the intent is, and the obstacle that's keeping them from obtaining it. Then you move on to the plan. My plan is to implement steps 1, 2, and 3. So let's discuss the pros and cons of the plan. So finally you're going to look at the dream outcome or the result of this plan. By implementing this plan, we will be able to achieve X, Y, or Z. So now the fun part, I want you to apply this to your life. Take a card out and list out your intention. If you want to, you can use this template. I will accomplish the intent by this date. Then you're going to move on to the obstacle, and this may be the most important part, and in fact this is the part that I was telling you about where the SMART goals tend to leave out. Now you could argue that the SMART goals do include obstacles in the A for achievable or the R for relevant, but that's not specific enough. It's not concrete. You need to actually think of these things as obstacles, not just achievable or relevant. The obstacle actually paints a better picture in your mind for this level. In fact, it's my theory that the majority of goals do not get accomplished because even though a lot of people lay out a plan for what it is they want to do, they don't lay out a plan for overcoming things that stand in their way of getting it. So for example, say you wanted to gain 10 pounds of muscle and lose 20 pounds of fat. You could list out the steps on how you're going to do it, the metrics you use to quantify your results, and the time frame in which you want to get it done. But what happens at night and it's 9:00 p.m. and all of a sudden you have a craving for nachos and ice cream? What happens when all your friends start nagging you to go to the sports bar and watch the big game and there's a big pile of fried onion rings and beer on the table? You need to have a plan on how to overcome and destroy these obstacles. So let's take a moment and see how we can create a detailed plan on how to overcome the obstacles in our way. One of my favorite ways to do this is known as inversion. Now inversion was probably made most successful by Charlie Munger, but it's also discussed in Josh Kaufman's book, The First 20 Hours. In his book, he explains how to use inversion when he was trying to learn white water kayaking. For instance, in his book, he laid out these obstacles: flipping upside down underwater and not being able to get back up, flooding his kayak, losing his paddle, hitting his head on a rock, or being ejected from his kayak and then getting stuck. Now he has a list of plans and goals on how he's going to overcome each one of these problems. So then Kaufman goes on to say this: this mental simulation also gives me a shopping list. I need to invest in a flotation vest, helmet, and other safety gear. So if you notice, we did just intermix the obstacle portion of the blueprint with a plan portion of the blueprint. But I did that because I wanted you to focus on having detailed plans on overcoming the obstacles. But remember, you also want to make detailed plans for success and the overall goal itself. And this is the fun part. So you're going to make out a detailed plan on how to make more money, build more muscle, meet the new person in your life. And another cool tip when you're making your plans for success, you want to think about who can help you and what can help you. For the who, it could be a person, coach, teacher, mentor, and they could be physical or virtual. For the what, it could be an online course, a question bank, a podcast, YouTube videos, the new workout plan, and even the investment strategy. So then for the rewards and the results section, this is where you simply want to visualize and imagine how great your life is going to be when you accomplish your goals and overcome the obstacles. You want to create the if-then scenarios. If you do this, then you will achieve that. Now you have an amazing new blueprint on how to get what you want. So now take out a note card or put it on your phone and write out the IOPR framework for your life, and then review it daily as you take action on it so you can keep your mind sharp and active. So now you may be ready to start this new blueprint and achieve all your goals, but you notice a huge obstacle, procrastination, is standing in your way. Well, if that's the case, be sure to watch the next video where I synthesized a very cool framework that I learned from successful entrepreneurs Dan Martell and Noah Kagan that will show you how to end procrastination once and for all. Until next time, be sure to win the moment and win the day.